I'm Kevin.
And I'm Mike.
We're from Prepare for Emergency, where we're going to do a quick video on how to do a paper briquette. So it's a prepper's tip on how we're going to make our little briquettes here, and they'll last, how long do they last when they burn?
About an hour.
About an hour? Yeah. That's good. So Mike's going to give us a rundown on this little contraption, and we'll see how this works.
So this thing's pretty basic. Just don't pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up here. Your brick will sit inside here, and then, yeah. Just squeeze all the water out, and then let it dry for probably a couple months at least. And then you would just take, when you're making the briquette, just add it to the water. Just take a bunch of paper, shred it into little pieces. You can do it by hand or use a paper shredder. Yeah. And just throw it in. Let it soak for about 15-20 minutes to an hour, depending on how much paper you have.
And this is already full. You can probably see the steam coming on here, so we got a lot of hot water in here already. So is there a difference between hot water and cold water? Like the hot water is going to break it down a little bit faster?
Hot just breaks it down a little bit.
Okay. The idea, we're looking for a paste here. We don't want a liquid of any sort. We want to.
Yeah, you want a strong, thick paste. You don't want it to be soupy at all. You want it really strong and thick.
So good. So set it in here and squish it down. That'll hold that form.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got to get all this paper all ripped up. We need all of that in there? There's no set recipe or anything. I guess it depends on how much. Like this full bucket should make one briquette, right?
A couple of them.
A couple of them? Yeah.
And you can put leaves inside or sawdust to give it a little more consistency and a little more burning ability.
I think it's a cool idea because inside of my domain in the garage here, I'm building myself a rocket stove, which we'll do in another video. So I'm thinking these briquettes would be really awesome to get my rocket stove burning. So once I get a little bit of flame going in my rocket stove, set one of these in there, I'm good for an hour, and I'll have heat coming out of my rocket stove.
This is if you were in an emergency and you didn't have access to power or anything. You can do these things with pretty much very little material around you.
It doesn't have to be just newspaper, right? Paper's paper.
Yeah. And if you have kids, it's free labor. You can just make them do this.
Good thing. Yeah. Prepared situation. The kids are going to be bored with their stove anyway.
Exactly.
There's a good chance they're not going to have cell phones or power.
Don't have Twitter, Facebook, then here, go show this paper before you do it.
Yeah. That'll keep them busy. Okay, so we got enough paper in here to get started, so we're going to show our fancy method of mulching it up.
Fancy meaning just a rod.
This is kind of a shortcut, but I'll stay on this side because if it splashes, you're going to do it. So already that's breaking the paper up. Getting it blended into the water. Doesn't look like a very good soup.
It smells pretty too.
It smells pretty. It's probably a lot faster than one of those actual paint mixers. Real big stuff. You had to modify it. I mean, sometimes in a prepared situation or an emergency situation, you gotta make do with what you got.
And you can just use a stick to start and break it up that way and just have like a little thing on the end or something to cook with it.
Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to let it sit and we'll stir it up some more and let it sit. And when we're ready to go, we'll get back to you and show you our progress. Okay, so it took about 10 minutes. We stirred it consistently. It's almost like a cooking class.
Yeah, you get a kind of a paste like this. Just kind of soupy, but a little bit. If you can take it and put it in your hand and then just squeeze it tight, should really get a nice good consistent clump.
That side.
And then, just put this inside.
You're going to want to have some sort of a tray or everything, because once you start compressing this stuff, you're going to get a lot of water. We want to keep that piece in there and start filling that up.
Yeah.
One?
Yeah. Now we didn't use too much paper, so, but you can just go to your local recycling place, get lots of paper for free.
Well, it's a good way to reuse and recycle.
Yeah. And you want to overfill as much as you can on top, because you're going to suck all the water out.
You do enough of these, you'll probably make up your own recipe too, so you have an idea how much water to paper ratio you'll come up with.
Let's compress it a bit first.
Oh, wow. So you just keep filling it up and compressing it?
Before you pull that dumps in the Now we'll put more back in.
Already starting to form our brick.
And this is why you also need warm water, because we're outside in the garage and it's really cold.
I don't have my rocket stove in here, so there's no need.
It's nice to have it in nice warm water. Just draining a little bit of extra water. There you go.
Uno briquetto.
Very carefully slide it off because it is pretty soft right now. And then you have to let that dry for at least a month, and preferably
Warmer
warmer
temperatures.
temperatures. But you can let it go for a couple months, and that little brick will burn for about an hour.
It's like paper mache. Now we got our bucket full of water here. We should probably tell you guys what exactly you can do with this thing once you're done, because you technically can't really recycle that. So what should we do with our water?
Or you can recycle for the first day, so you get as many bricks as you can for the day. After that, you should get rid of it. So you can throw it in your toilet and dump it down into the toilet, or a septic system if you want. You could. There's no real waste to it, so you're okay if you want to just dump it in
Garden bed or something? Yeah. We use garden or newspaper for lining garden beds.
Yeah, so you could do that.
So as long as you're not using toxic paper.
Yeah, just use standard newspaper, you'll be fine. But the biggest thing is just try not to recycle it after the first day. Try to get rid of it, because it does start smelling, and you don't want your bricks to start smelling either.
Awesome. There we go. So so there's our quick prepper paper briquette. So catch you next time.
Thank you.